Yes. Welcome to the Online Memory Afternoon, episode 109. My name's John O'Casson. We're the Warm and Toasty Club, and we're glad you are with us. How are your lives? Hope you're well. I don't know why I'm going like that. I'm under me touching myself. Welcome to our afternoon. We've got a lovely show for you this afternoon. Shortly, we'll be doing the retro raffle. We've got a memory of the week. We've got a retro food of the week. Yes, first time for that one. That's coming up soon. It's very meaty. Jeanette's poem of the week. And we have a very special guest with us in a while. The wonderful Rob Quo is with us all the way from London, live and direct. Looking forward to hearing Rob sing and having a chat with him. We've got Tom and Jeanette, but Jeanette's on the phone. So let's see if we've got Tom Hardy, because Jeanette's, yes, she's still on the phone. I can see her empty room in my undergarden now in the green room. Here's Tom.
No, I'm not. I'm not on the phone. Nobody wants to ring me.
Is that you there, Tom? Tom. What was that
Hello.
one phone? Was it?
Hello.
No. Was it the one that used to shout? Dom Jolly? He used to have a
Yeah,
massive
with the huge phone, wasn't it?
yeah.
I sort of quite like the one where he would go along when the cars were in a traffic jam, and he would dress up as a parking guy and give them tickets. He was sort of getting them to move on or give them a ticket. I think that's quite funny.
Hi, Jeanette. You okay?
I understand this, and I don't.
That's
I
okay.
missed out on that. Sorry,
about
I had to take a phone call.
Phone Jacker, that was good. A review of more like slightly old, but not old.
Yeah, vaguely remember that.
He used to do Terry. What's his name? Terry Tibbs. Talk to me. Sell me. I liked him, and he did voices, and he did the internet guy. How's your week, Jeanette?
All right. Actually, I've been quite busy. Working a lot.
Yeah.
Playing a bit.
Yes.
But yeah, nice. Eating a bit.
Eating a bit.
Just as well. Keep you going.
Yeah, I'm eating now little cheese nibbles out of my lunch. I'm too busy to have lunch.
Cheese nibbles. It's a hello from Christine to me, Tom, and Jeanette. Hi,
Hello,
Christine.
Hi, Christy.
Chrissy, woohoo! And Brian, the innocent one. How's your lives? How about your
I
week?
hope I get to see them at the hub. Is everybody coming to the in-person event at Colchester 360 Hub? Yeah.
Yes.
I think that'll be the next time I see Chrissy and Brian, if they're going. I hope so.
Yes, we're doing bookings for that. If you email the Warm and Toasty Club at gmail.com, or you ring the number on the form. It's there. I'll give you it later. We are there on the 11th, Sunday, the 11th of December. We are with Mr. Adi Johnson, Dave Collison's Roy Orbison Tribute, Dance Network Association, Mr. Jeff Lawrence, and Miss Anna Bruce.
Is Jeff Lawrence playing?
He is. He's doing the tune.
Have you not read the poster?
I've glanced at it.
Glance, darling. Glance.
I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be a fantastic day.
Also says sweet of the week, so that'll be good. Well, I'll be conferring with you two over a number of sweets. I'll send them out to you. Maybe I'll post out sweets, and we can do an online tasting. What one we'd like.
Taste testing, yeah.
You know,
I like that.
Dib dabs out. Not dib dabs. Dip dabs, isn't it? It's like
dib dob dabs.
It's like I say voulez-vous. No, vol-au-vent. What is it again?
Vol-au-vent.
Vol-au-vent. It's not voulez-vous. Voulez-vous. No. What's Tom got? Oh, look at Tom. He's got one of them penguin sort of mugs, hasn't he?
Yes, I have. I've got a penguin mug.
What?
Ooh.
That's very nice. Man
That's
and
well.
Superman.
Oh, it's nice and warm as well. The steam coming off that. He likes it hot.
Yeah.
It's this bloody cold in this room. That's why.
Well, I've got my jacket on.
I know.
But my coffee's cold.
I've got a little light shirt on, but I said to Tom before, I've actually got it's for my back. It's a warm. You put it over your shoulders. Should I do it now? Let's see if I can do it. It's like this. You get it like this, then you get it like that. Hello, love. Oh yeah. How are you doing? All right? Yeah, coming. All right, then. And you put it on, and it's on your back, and it's warm, and it's like a heated back healer. But I've been putting that on because it's cold. I'm cold. We're all in poverty-stricken Britain, as they call it now, and not turning the heating on. Although, Jeanette, is it true that you've not had it on yet, or is that a lie?
No, my heating's on all the time. Well, not all the time, but in the morning, first
She's
thing,
rich.
and in the evening.
She's rich.
No, it's not on now. But
not
I
like
sit
the
here in
old
the
days.
daytime, and it's
Not like the old days when you was poor,
oh, yeah.
when you had to rub
We
my
didn't have
hands.
it.
It's
We
so
had,
cold.
When you lived
but
in a
we used to
field,
have the Calagas burners. The
Oh,
Calagas?
yeah,
No,
yeah.
paraffin heaters.
Paraffin heaters, yeah.
Yeah, we had that. So, and I know they're talking about doing power cuts, organized power cuts.
Yes.
At some point. And I remember that in the 70s when there were power cuts like every day and people worked 3-day weeks and it's kind of vague recollection. I was quite little. But I remember there being no power and could have been that we just had it all cut off. I don't know. But I remember
Well, it's an
paraffin
interesting-
heaters.
it's
Go
a
on,
shame
Tom.
they couldn't do the power cuts during the summer, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not going to save so much power, is it, in the summer?
Yeah, well, we use it more up. Though they are saying they're dry running 7 days in case of power cuts. They're sort of testing it, and they're saying that maybe you should get a little box or a little bag, whatever, just for a few things that you could eat in case you can't warm up the stove, can't use the microwave. You know, get some soups. Get some torches, not necessarily candles, because candles can be a bit dangerous.
But are they not only, they're talking about doing from like maybe 4 till 7, so like 3 hours at a time.
They were, but they were also dry. They was testing. What do they call it? Emergency testing. 7 days of it. So
7 days. Oh,
So I thought I got to have a box with 7 days worth of stuff.
Snacks.
how are you going to charge your phone? How are you going to charge your phone and your laptop?
Well, you buy a little charger,
Oh.
a really strong one, and then you kind of
I go,
charge it every time the electric's on.
I
Yeah.
go out to the van and use the solar panels to charge my phone.
Oh, I can
Yeah.
charge
Yeah.
my phone in the car.
Get a little solar charger as well.
I should.
That's a good idea, Tom.
They'll go up in price now.
Yeah,
That's it. Now we've spoke about them. They've been shooting up.
It'll be everywhere, won't it?
I think I'd
Absolutely
still be able to do this show
Yes.
because I'd make sure my laptop was charged up, and also I can use 4G. I can connect my phone to my laptop and use the Wi-Fi from that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest thing we miss, other than
yeah.
heat and actual food. It's the
I
internet.
thought
Sorry,
that
Tom.
through.
That's fine.
I haven't got a laptop. I'd have to get a laptop. I've got a little iPad thing,
That'll do.
That'd do, wouldn't it?
little tablet. Yeah, but wouldn't I be really small in that? Like, so people,
Yeah.
I'd really shrink. Well,
Yeah.
that's quite a good thing because I'm really.
And the quality would be a bit fuzzy.
They
Yeah.
They may not even be able to see you. It'd be so small, I think.
Oh, will it be like
Yeah.
Mike TV from Willy Wonka, where he wanted to be in the TV, so they shrunk
You
him?
just get shrunk down.
We could make it look so we had your head and it, like a little badge of
Oh,
Jono. That would be nice.
that'd be nice. And it's a talking badge. It's actually a real
Yeah.
thing.
Might be able to see your mouth moving, and if you flow your hair about.
I could do that, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose we better get on with things. Dr. Jenny Lithgow. Hello, everyone. Lovely sunny day today. Yes, luckily, but we were all complaining about the cold. Let's do the retro raffle. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. All right. It's the retro raffle, never has been seen. It's the retro raffle, and it's coming to your screen. Oh yeah, it's coming to your screen. Retro raffle, Facebook Live. Yeah, indeed, John O'Casson. It's the retro raffle, and we have a question for you. Yes, we do, and we have a prize for you. It's a sort of loosely, not a loose meat sandwich. There's a lot of people like loose meat sandwiches, apparently. We have a sort of foodie type edition, retro food stuff. This is your prize this week. You will get it through the post, and I hope it returns to you in that condition, or arrives in that condition. It is bread and dripping. Now, this is a bread and dripping that my father made in the 1970s, the late 1970s. But because it's bread and dripping, it's still good to eat because it lasts forever, he told me. When he used to have it, my mum did cook the meat, and then she'd put it in a little, I think it was like a little cup, and he'd put it in the fridge, and it was just, me and my brother, no, Dad, don't eat that. But he used to love it with a bit of salt and pepper. We'll get on to more food stuffs, but that is your prize. They will be in shrunken bags sent through the post in your imagination. What, Tom?
Do you get the breadboard as well?
No, Tom, nor the tablecloth. That would just
right.
be outrageous.
Is it the fat from cooked meat?
Yeah, basically, as I
from
understand.
the roast dinner, the fat that comes off and it just solidifies.
Yeah, absolutely. I've realised, as we are now a consumer show talking about electricity and power, we're going to have to ask points of view. And Dr. Jenny Lithgow has written in, I can't see the point in planned power cuts because electricity is used as it's produced. They can't store the electricity unless they have loads of batteries. Maybe someone can explain to me. Let me ask the panel of our energy experts. Are you able to explain to Dr. Jenny about what she's on about? No, we can't explain that.
Apparently we do store energy.
It's partial explanation.
But it has to go all the way to Scandinavia to get stored.
Oh. What? Well, they've got. We store it in battery.
Yeah.
It's a smorgasbord.
So, we don't have we got all the wind farms, but we had nothing. We didn't build anything to store the energy that they create.
Really?
Good old England.
Oh.
Joined up thinking.
Yeah. I feel sad for us now.
We're tightly wrapped, but we're loosely tied. All the way to Norway, Denmark, and the other one.
Yeah.
I don't. It's like one of those things you hear. I don't know if that's true or not, really, but that sort of sounds vaguely true.
Also, on our consumer show today, they're actually going to be offering people money to only use electricity and fuel at non-peak times.
Oh, what is a peak time?
Yeah.
Daytime, daylight hours.
Well,
no.
The government will decide, and the government they've got great skills. You know that already.
I do know that, but I was thinking that really, that's amazing. So peak time for personal use, peak time would be in the evenings, and for businesses, peak time would be during the daytime, like when shops are open and offices are open, and factories are open. So who decides who's peak time?
Russell Brand is going to be involved, and Johnny Vegas. They've got a panel, and there's a lady on it. I can't remember.
I'd be happy with that.
She used to be on
Miriam Margoyles.
Yeah, but she swears a lot, so they're not sure about.
I don't mind. I'd zone that out.
They've got Pamela Stevenson from Not the 9 O'Clock News. She's on it.
Dr. Pamela.
Dr. Pamela. And Jenny replies, as you saw, I accidentally put her on the screen. Sorry, Dr. Jenny, saying, really, Tom, that's amazing. Thank you. So she's a very satisfied customer for our new consumer show on a Friday at 1 o'clock.
I was wondering whether it's how we produce the electricity. So if it's like coal powered, what they would do is not feed the
furnace,
or whatever it is to then create the electricity. So I presume that what they're doing is saving stuff by not putting it in the first place.
That's very, very unclear and confusing. So
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. That makes lots of sense, Tom.
So I mean, if it's a coal-fired, generator, then you don't put the coal in, and then you don't create the electricity, but you save the coal.
Do you know, I'm thinking beyond all of this.
And the same with gas or whatever is coming. Yeah, we're using to create electricity, apart from wind, which of course just.
I've had problems with that as well.
So we heard that earlier. It came through
You're welcome.
It came through the speaker.
You're very welcome. Jenny says 4 to 7 p.m. Bad for people coming home from work. They've got to come home without having lights on. That's going to be interesting.
I think all the kiddies that come home from school and get no tea and can't watch any television, can't do the homework in the dark.
Don't people come home and put the kettle on? And that's apparently quite a peak thing.
They'll be heading for the bottle of whiskey because you don't need to heat it up and it will keep you warm from the inside. I think there's a slippery slope with no electricity.
I don't even have that in my house. Not because of alcoholism issues, but no, I drank whiskey once or twice. It was like firewater.
I don't like whiskey.
Can't drink it on its own. No, not on its own.
You got to have friends. You got to have friends.
Yeah, you got to have people around.
or just a bottle of ginger wine. That works.
And save pollution, says Dr. Jenny. Anyway, the question for the retro raffle to win one of those sachets of bread and dripping in your imagination. In the 60s and then in the 1960s and 70s, they asked people, they voted for, and a panel adjudicated what were the top 3 family meals of the 1960s and the 1970s. They did it for each decade, but strangely, the 60s and the 70s was exactly the same. Can you name one of the top 3?
Top 3 meals from the 1960s and 70s?
Yeah, family meals. It could just be a piece of one thing, or it could be what we describe as a meal, or it could be another thing that's just one thing. Trying to give you easy clues. 60s and 70s, what did people like to eat the most, I guess is what we say in the UK.
Was it lard?
Lard, and you're through to the final round. No, it wasn't lard.
The clue might be in the picture, but it's not. Bread.
No.
Hi, Gwendolyn. Good afternoon to you. So we're asking, Gwendolyn, can you name one of the top 3 family meals voted in the 1960s and 70s? What were their favorite foods in the 1960s and 70s?
Do you think they tried fondue by then? That was a 70s thing, wasn't it? Fondue.
That was a wrong.
If you're very cosmopolitan.
Are you talking cheese or chocolate?
Or meat?
We're talking popularity. I mean, that wasn't. I mean, it's got to be. That's not that.
Was that a bit posh?
I don't know. It's not on the list. It's not on the list, so don't try and cheat. Christine says stew or casserole. No, neither. Jenny Lithgow, former queen of the retro raffle scene, reinstated queen of the retro raffle scene, says fish and chips. Though almost right on a bit of it, but it's not quite. And Sunday roast. Ying. Number 1, sorry, through the 70s and the 60s. The number 1 family food was a Sunday roast. Good day, Merlin. How you doing, mate? Good to hear you, copper. That's my rubbish. I've got Australian in my family, and they're going to be insulted.
I think they are.
Yeah. How you doing, Merlin, mate? It's great to hear from you. That's my really Dick Van Dyke Australian. What were the favourite meals or the favourite food of the 60s and 70s? Jenny Lithgow, she's getting that bread and dripping through the post in her mind for getting Sunday roast. What were the other ones? Gwendolyn says, on a Sunday, we had seafood and a bit of bread for Sunday tea. That was hard times, wasn't it?
Wow, seafood would be lovely. That's my favourite kind of food.
Oh, I tell you what, because we're chatting electric and that. I'll give you the answers. Number one was Sunday roast, the top 3 family meals of the 60s and 70s. Number 2 was fish fingers.
Oh,
Yeah, for the interesting thing, still strong too. They're still strong this day, aren't they? Sunday roast, fish fingers. I had a fish finger sandwich the other day. I did it in an air dryer. Have you heard of them? No, not an air dryer. No, that would dry it out. An air cooker.
hair dryer,
I did it with a hair
hair
dryer.
fryer,
Took about 4 days.
a hair fryer.
Hair fryer. I did it with my hair and I fried it. It was very nice. Best fish fingers I'd had in ages. And number 3 was roast chicken, which is a bit like the first one.
That's the same as Sunday roast, isn't it? Depends what you have it with, I suppose.
Well, no, I think they're just saying you had a bit of chicken on its own, and that was a meal in the 60s.
Well, and so like fish fingers, you would just have them on their own.
You could have them.
I had fish finger sandwiches, but Lorraine's favourite meal when I go out, if I'm out for an evening, she her guilty pleasure is 6 fish fingers, 6, and cabbage, steamed cabbage. That's it. No, nothing else. No chips, no bread. Fish fingers and cabbage is Lorraine's thing.
She's a strange woman, isn't she? Old Lorraine.
She's a very strange woman. Yeah.
Lorraine is Jeanette's living cleaner.
and cook. Yeah.
Although Jeanette says she's not going to have any steamed cabbage ever. Is that right?
Well, a little bit, but not just a big plate of it with 6 fish fingers.
That's probably good.
That would be weird.
Any tartar sauce involvement?
I don't think so. No, I think she just has butter on her cabbage. Weird. So
Anyway.
they were the foods then. Excellent. Fish fingers, roast chicken, and
Sunday roast.
dinner.
That was the
Sunday
retro raffle
So
favourite.
is your air fryer quite big?
It's a Ninja.
2-drawer one.
It's a 2-drawer one because if you just get a 1-drawer one, you have to cook like your veggie burger or meat or whatever, and then you have to put in your potatoes or separate. So we got a 2-drawer one, and I got it because of my back. I struggle getting down. I get down on it if you really want it. But it's I've got a lot of pain when I bend low, so we got it so it can be on the worktop, and it's brilliant. And you got to get used to it because it does it super quick. You know,
but you have a big kitchen. Lorraine and I talked about getting an air fryer, but we've literally got no worktop space, and I've already got bits of stuff in here in my office, but I've got no room.
That's what I think. They look huge when you get them in shops, don't they?
You can
But
get
they take
different
up the
ones.
space of a microwave, and the microwave is taking up the microwave space.
Yeah, it isn't as big as a microwave. It isn't as wide. It's quite deep, but I bring it out. No, it's neither wide or as deep or as high as a microwave. And a small microwave, it's not even that big. They're brilliant, and saving loads of money because the cost of living crisis had to do it. Good day to Ben. Hello, he says, good day, folks. Hi, Ben. Let's do the memory of the week.
Memory of the week.
So on this week's cost of living crisis special here from Colchester is our panel. On our panel, we have esteemed gentleman, Tom Hardy, and very lovely lady, Jeanette Lyons. They're our experts on matters of memory. And I will be asking them and you, the public.
I'm renowned for my fabulous memory.
We better leave now.
I know. I can't remember anything.
For our panel and for you at home listening and watching at home, we are asking you, what was the worst food you ate as a child? Whether you had to eat it, you liked it, or really disliked it, but your parents or other gave to you. Did you have any worse foods, Tom, that you used to dislike?
I sort of, not really, but I sort of went through quite a phase of just not liking very much at all, but I can't remember anything in particular. So I think probably for about a year, according to my mother, I think I survived on, I don't know, like fish fingers or something, or beans on toast, or and didn't eat anything else. So I think I was just really faddy. So there's sort of things that I would eat and just wouldn't eat anything else.
That's our panel member Tom Hardy with his memory
Right.
there of
And
good times.
my brother and sister were the same,
Yeah.
and they had they would have a Fray Bentos pie, which we've talked about before.
Yes.
And one of them would have the inside, and the other one would have the top.
Excellent. What a
Yeah,
great-
yeah. It caters to all
It
things.
does.
And you know, all of those things, like we'll do a retro food of the week shortly, but they're still going well. What about you, our other esteemed panel member, Jeanette Lyons? Any food that you didn't like?
You didn't have food, did you? You were too
Well, we
poor.
had food. My mum cooked, and she was the worst cook in the world. So I didn't like anything. I liked it if I was at somebody else's house, which wasn't often enough. My mum was a terrible cook. She would overcook all vegetables. Nothing. She didn't know about steaming, so everything was boiled to within
Yeah.
of its life, and it was like pureed everything. Although saying that, she still managed to keep the potatoes nice and lumpy when they were mashed, and the gravy. It was like a competition. What would be the lumpiest, gravy or mashed potato? She was a terrible cook. She used cheap stuff as well, so quite a few of our meals involved mince meat, and it was really cheap mince, so it was fatty. There'd be lumps of gristle in it. It was just awful. And occasionally she'd do things like liver. Yeah. So I was very, very thin as a child because I did not eat.
There's our esteemed panel member talking about her days of austerity and crisis. I remember I thought all mums boiled up the vegetables and overdone them. Till we were adults, we didn't really know any different. But then a level of terribleness for me was cauliflower. There's something about the taste. I mean, apart from marzipan, which is a lifelong thing, and what's the other thing? Licorice.
Licorice and marzipan. My two favourite things.
Yeah, no, we weren't have them. But then cauliflower was terrible, and I just didn't like the taste. And then probably sisters of mine would go the extra level of terribleness and add cheese and make it cauliflower cheese. And that was like disgusting. Anyway, that was my memory. Jenny, Dr. Jenny says, I remember tinned peaches being a favourite. Yeah, thanks, Mum, for the tinned peaches. Any cream, any custard with that, love? Jenny just says, I can't remember anything I didn't like. Of course, because people who were on this earth before the 1970s had to eat what they were given or they wouldn't eat. That was the rules in those days. Everything was in black and white, darling. Ben says, I can't remember anything I didn't like to eat as a child. Same. There's nothing. These people they're so forgiving of bad cooks, or maybe they were lucky. Maybe they had good cooks in their home, good chefs.
Or didn't know any better.
Yeah, you go. That's it. That's us for today. See you later then. Bye for now. Let me see if we can find our guest. Mr. Rob Quo he's flown all the way from London through the airwaves, and he should be with us right now. Mr. Rob Quo, are you there?
Good afternoon. Oh,
hi, Rob. Great to see you, mate. Looking well.
Thank you.
Is there any foods that you never used to like as a child?
I have to say, the only thing that sticks in my mind is Swede.
Swede, yes, Swede.
Don't know why, it just used to give me the shivers. That's pretty much it. I'd eat everything else, but I have to say, Jeanette, your story about your mother's terrible cooking did bring up a lot of bad memories. My mum was a terrible cook. You know, just would murder vegetables, big lumps of vegetables that were just cooked, within an inch of their existence.
Yeah.
And one of the worst was cauliflower. Yeah, steamed cauliflower is just or boiled cauliflower.
Cauliflower, and then they add cheese to it, Rob. It's illegal.
Well, I could deal with that.
Oh,
cheese is a good way of covering up any sort of. Which is a tactic I used to deploy regularly. But yeah, that's sulfury kind of overcooked cauliflower. Terrible.
And also, I just realised I liked sugar puffs, but they did make your wee smell a bit funny.
Sugar
True.
puffs.
That's true. If you have sugar puffs and then you have a wee, have a little sniff. Smell the urine. Smell the urine.
Really? I thought that was asparagus.
You're right. That too.
That
I think we were talking about asparagus last time on this show.
Probably.
Right.
We save
talk
it
about
for
it
you,
every
Rob.
week.
Is it the same every week? You
Yeah.
just sort of talk
Yeah, we've
about
got
what
the same
makes you
script.
eat something.
What was the old one? If you didn't like someone, you'd put a kipper down the back of their radiator. Have you heard of that one? That's pretty. And then if you really didn't like them,
euphemism, is it?
yeah. And if you really didn't like them, you'd get broccoli, boil it up, and then leave the pan in a room for about 2 hours, and that would just decimate the area. Anyway,
Oh.
you've been out gigging, Rob. You've been busy on the gigging scene. What's been happening lately?
Very much so. Well, I've started doing a lot of my own gigs, but also doing a lot of function events. You know, stuff that sort of is paying my rent and all that. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that. I'm off to got a corporate event just after this actually over in Greenwich. So yeah, doing a lot more of those kind of things just to keep the bank balance happy. So
Yeah, totally. Can you?
and I'm doing
Sorry.
some recording at the moment, so that's the gigging sort of taking a bit of a break really on the original gigs, just while I finish up my new EP. So,
Look forward to that. Have you got a planned sort of time for it coming out, or are you going to see in the
I
new
haven't
year?
actually. Yeah, I'm totally. I used to be very kind of would set a deadline and right, we have to be finished in this time and get it out, but this time I just want to get it right. There's a reason some people spend a year in the studio. It's like these things take time to get right. So,
Yes, they do. Oh, we look forward to it when it does come. So we'll get out of your way and we'll let you sing one of your brilliant songs. He's here live from London today. We're very pleased and proud to have him on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. Rob Woe.
We'll start you off with a nice old tune of mine called "To Be Easy." Hope you can hear me all right. I've been on the outside looking in, yeah, waiting on an opening through which I might begin. I gotta quit this waiting, all this waiting is a sin, but still I'm on the outside looking in, yeah. Oh, it seems to me that some folk write the rules and leave them somewhere to be seen by all the other fools. But my words never stick, they're bouncing off the walls. So I'm in line behind the other fools, yeah. Oh, and I just want a way to be easy. Just give me a way to be, yeah. Oh, and I just want a way to be easy. Still waiting on the right to my point of view, yeah. Trying to find an easy way, but I'm not getting through. See, I ain't no messiah, no, but credit where it's due. There's something here, it's my own point of view, but still I'm on the outside looking in and trying to rise above the racket, but I'm drowning in the din. And I just wanna take a turn, I'm not trying to win, just stuck here on the outside looking in, yeah. Oh, and I just want a way to be easy. Just give me a way to be, yeah. Oh, and I just want a way to be easy. Just give me a way to be. 'Cause I've been the king, yeah. I've been the clown. I reckon that I'd rather be me. I've raised the bar and I brought it down. I reckon that I'd rather be me. hero, yes, I've been a fool. I reckon that I'd rather be me. And if it's unconventional, well, stuff the rules. Yes, I'm tired and I'm trying to be me, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just want a way to be.
That was lovely.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got a lovely voice and you got a lovely style about you. I was thinking if you were playing when I was a kid, like you would have been massive. If you were sort of like doing shows on the television, you would have been my musical hero now. And I just thought, cool, it's like you're from another time, but you bring also something fresh to it. So it's sort of like you've.
Oh no, it's beautiful. That's good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up listening to sort of heroes of mine. I realised years later were actually the people that either sung or wrote the music for kids shows back in when I was growing up. It sort of influenced me more than anything was those people that played on those Jackanory type shows back in the day. And I don't know, you just transported me. Where's that song from? What you said it's an older one for you, but it's got a nice vibe about it.
Yeah, that's probably wrote that in I think must have been 2020, I guess, early 2020.
Cool.
Which is when I did a lot of my writing. You know, I didn't really start until the pandemic hit. Really, that was when it all really took place. So,
what do you mean before that? You wasn't sort of you didn't.
Yeah, not really. I was too busy. When the pandemic came, it sort of created a very definitive stop and pause in my life, and I was able to concentrate on doing a bit more music. So
wow.
Yeah, in many ways I was very, very blessed to have that opportunity. So,
What were you doing? Don't mind me asking, Rob.
I was barista.
Oh right, okay.
For many years. So just working a lot, those low-paid jobs, you have to work a lot to make your your living. So didn't leave a lot of time or energy for a lot else. I realised that I was not actually a very public-facing person.
But you can make all the pretty patterns on the top there. That's the important thing.
I can do that. That's it.
Wow.
Which is a skill that
Do you do that when people come round to your house for coffee? You really present it beautifully.
I would like that. I do try and make them good cups of coffee, but to be honest, I've slipped these days. Just, a couple of spoons of instant. No, I'm not that bad. But,
well, do you know what? I don't know about your coffee, but I really like your music. So carry on with the music. Don't go back.
I won't. I swear by it.
So before then, you must have played the guitar and sung, but just didn't do it as a sort of vocation.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, I have always been doing it, but it was always just, little snatches of time. I was always doing stuff, and I used to play with other people and things like that, but I didn't really get serious about it until I started playing on my own and doing my, having some real time to get into the practice.
Thank God for the pandemic. Thank God for the pandemic is what I'm saying. Not really.
Was it just covers before, or you?
No, it's my own stuff. I was always writing. Yeah. I was always working, but it was just really wasn't, it never really built up to anything significant until I had that chance. So yeah.
I'm just reading the comments. Jean sends applause, as does Jenny Lithgow.
Thank you.
Jenny says, my granddaughter had her first lesson playing a double bass on Wednesday. She's 44, but it's bigger than her. Lol.
That's hardcore. Double bass that's a workout.
Yeah, it is. It's lugging it around as well.
That as well. Yeah. I have a double bass player, and he's a big guy, so he could just about manage. But yeah, it's a real undertaking, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Ben says, my birthday was on the 29th of October. I turned 30 years old. Happy belated birthday, Ben,
birthday,
for
Ben.
the 29th of October. Glad you're with us. Hope you had a good day. Excellent, Rob. We'll have you back in a moment or two. We'll pop off and do a couple of other things, and we'll partake in your music in a few minutes' time, if that's okay.
I'll be here.
Great stuff. Thanks, Rob. Rob Crow, lovely guy and very talented man as well, which is always a good double thing to have. Ben adds.
But we always have good people on, don't we? Really good musicians. Really talented.
I think it comes from the music. You can tell what kind of person they are. I mean, it's possible that we could invite somebody on who makes lovely soft folk music and they're like a mass murderer or sort of thing, but we're never going to know. And they can't harm us, can they, on the internet? So I don't know that Rob's a mass murderer or anything like that.
Axe murderer. Yeah.
No, not Rob isn't. He's a nice guy. Ben says, I'm terrible. Sorry. I'm just, my mouth just goes. I get excited. I'll show off. I was in a big family. You had to like compete for attention. Come on, dance, Mum. Look at me. Ben says it's my birthday. He's 30 now. He had a birthday party celebration with family and friends. Marie and Gemma surprised me with party decorations. Loved them. They did a good job, and their family as well. God bless the Saunders. Wonderful people. Sending love to you all. Yeah, lovely people. What have we got now? We have got retro food of the week. Now, bear in mind, since I've had COVID, my singing voice has not returned. So this is retro food of the week.
I can't wait.
Tales from long ago, the food we used to eat. Sometimes packets and sometimes tins, and sometimes funny meats. It's the retro food of the week.
That was really terrible. I just realised I did it quickly yesterday, and it was really bad. And I'm sorry, I've no talent for it anymore. I will be passing on all the jingles to Jeanette, who's not very good either.
That's very true.
Retro food of the week, right? We're going to two big hitters. What should we start with? We're going to start with this. That is nuclear in its colour. It is Spam. The funny thing about these two retro foods, the food we used to love, the nation loved them, not everybody, but we used to love, and they're still popular now. You can still buy them in lots of places. Spam, we were talking about food before. I remember having Spam fritters.
Ooh.
Basically, you slice it and then fry it, wasn't it?
At school, cover them in batter.
Oh, was that in
Greased
batter?
batter.
I'm sure it's
Yeah.
cooked in lard, wasn't it? Because they would just, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because
Yeah, arteries just
They
panic, don't they, at the thought of it?
Because it used to be, yeah, I think my mum called them hamburgers. And we believed that for many a year until we got sensible, and when we was about
Did you try a hamburger?
in our early 20s. We tried a hamburger, but yeah, they were very popular, and that goes against, where is it? Another big hitter of the 60s, 70s, and beyond. Did we have these in the 60s?
And now
corned beef, and that one was corned beef hash. What was in corned beef hash?
With potato.
Potato. Oh, Tom's dropped off.
Oh.
He's had a corned beef meltdown. It's happened.
I love corned beef with chips and fried egg. Really nice, and ketchup.
Because I don't eat beef. I haven't eaten beef since the mad cow days.
There's probably not much real meat in it. It's probably just all bits of nostrils and stuff.
Oh, there's Tom. Yeah, he's back. He's back.
Hey.
Nostrils. I wish I could move the screen about and put Tom on top then, but then that would just mean, hold on, let's see if we could do it
He's got a very big screen. Look at you go.
like that.
Oh. I like it. Talk to us about corned beef, Tom. Do you like it?
Is it just me? Because all I can see is me.
Yes. Oh, I'm coming back.
I can hear you, which is weird because I shouldn't be able to hear you.
Well, yeah, I know.
but all I can see is
I
me
can-
on the thing.
So present the show
Oh.
then. Talk about corned beef. What are your memories of corned beef?
Corned beef, yeah. Again, a bit nicer than spam, I think, don't you? Yeah, didn't like the spam very much.
Oh, and there we go. This is, I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I'm pressing buttons like furiously here. It's all mixed up.
we're all back.
I pressed. I think it's something to do with some spam and not corned beef I've got on my dials. And
There's a gremlin.
I'm
Gremlin.
pressing shut. It's like I'm pressing the button that says normally display, and not having it. Anyway, we're back.
Oh, we're back to where we were. aren't we?
We're back to where we were. Basically, I'm not giving you any details about these. I should have done it yesterday, but I was I was having a little sleep. No, I wasn't actually. I was busy with the club stuff, day-to-day stuff, and I just thought they tell the story themselves, don't they? You all know corned beef. You all
Are
know.
they? Do you think they're both American?
I certainly think spam would have been American. Corned beef, probably. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Did
I
we
don't know.
decide that spam is an acronym?
Oh, what was the acronym?
Something or other, meat. Yeah.
Something like SPA, maybe.
Yeah, but no,
Strange, purposeful, outstanding, absolute meat. No, I wonder what it stands for.
I thought
shall I
this
look on the Google?
yeah,
Yeah,
stand for something.
Can you go
like
into Google?
that.
Go into Google. What was it,
Okay.
Tom? What was your one, Tom?
I don't know. I thought maybe it was sort of like something in ham, like to
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Don't know. What would you say the nation's favourite would have been? Because we have spam still at when we do a raffle at our club in person afternoons. Go on, Jeanette.
Special processed American meat.
Oh, God, that sounds
I
awful.
knew it was an acronym, but I couldn't remember what it
Delicious, isn't it? That's absolutely
was. Yeah.
Makes you want to eat it, doesn't it?
it just really
Wow.
made the American part really made me want to eat it. So
Well, also it says the name spam was derived from a contraction of spiced ham. So the SP from spiced and AM from ham. So
what is corned? I'm not really very clever. What does corned mean? Corned beef.
don't know.
Is that it's cornered? Like you got it in the corner and then you get it into a tin. Don't know. What do you think the nation's favourite? What actually, people out there, what would you vote out of spam and corned beef if you had to have it either as a sandwich, as I mean, I don't eat these things myself, being very super healthy and that, but it always goes. Jeanette's got her hand up. She wants to talk.
I've had a look on the internet. It says, why do they call it corned beef? The term corned beef derives from the size of the salt crystals that were used to cure the meat. At the time, Ireland had a lower salt tax than Britain and could import high quality salt. Irish corned beef was considered the best on the market. So it's the size of the salt
crystals. Okay.
Like corn.
When Jean was younger, when she was a child, corned beef used to come from Argentina. We have that via Jean on the internet. Dr. Jenny says corned beef, I would eat hash. Oh, she'd do what? Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Yeah, sorry.
Corned beef hash.
Corned beef hash. What are you eating there?
You're thinking hashish. Corned beef hashish.
Corned beef hashish. She's crazy, Dr. Jenny. Corned beef sandwich from Gwendolyn. Yep, still popular. If you had it on a table and you had to take one, it was in the raffle. What would you go for?
Going for the votes here, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
So,
there's been two.
I'll forget my job.
What would you go for, Tom? What would you pick if you had to pick?
I would go for the corned beef. I think spam it's just I mean, that's one actually. Maybe that's a thing from childhood that I didn't really like. Although you ate it, didn't you? It's weird.
Yeah, there was nothing else.
No,
Go hungry or
I
go
remember that.
ham?
At school, spam fritters, and
Yeah.
but you sort of just had to eat it, didn't you? Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
they were the height of food fashion in the working class household of the 1970s.
I mean, I don't think we did have it at home. Yeah. Just trying to think. But we had corned beef more.
Mm.
Yeah,
But,
I
you know,
think we did.
it's
I mean-
quite fatty corned beef, isn't it?
I don't
I think
even
with
eat.
corned beef, you could make a whole big meal of it, couldn't you? Mixing it with potatoes and stuff.
I think
With
with
spam, it was just as it was, and it was for
Yeah.
sandwiches. And
with
Yeah.
potatoes and some cabbage and
Ooh.
swede.
all boiled.
Swede for Rob.
into a
He'd have
mush.
the swede on the side. I would have the cauliflower, not.
Not
I
the
don't even eat. I don't even eat beef, but I think I'd go with the corned beef.
Yeah.
Does that help anyone? No, it doesn't. Get your votes in.
I'm not sure anybody's going to
get
go for the
votes in.
spam,
No.
are they?
I think I've had a really bad moment in thinking about what was going to be the retro food of the week. I'm going to have to get my Vesta game on, aren't I?
You could have had the fondue, couldn't you?
Oh,
You know
fondue.
which one. Jeanette
Love
would
a fondue.
Let's get some sanity back and invite Rob back. He'll know about corned beef and spam.
I think he's too young for that.
Yeah. Hello again, Rob.
Probably had
Hello,
normal
guys.
food.
Sorry about our nonsense talking about old vague meats.
No. I mean, corned beef was many happy memories. Corned beef and tomato sandwich when I used to get back from school. My dad used to make me.
Yes, somebody, probably my mum, used to make that. Just came, as you said it was like I could taste it.
Oh, it's absolute classic flavour. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, nice white bread, lovely.
Were you offered spam?
No. My parents used to joke about it. I think it was a staple of my dad's diet because he was a working class man. My
Yeah.
mum was middle class, so she was. I don't think it's something she'd ever had to endure. But yeah,
Posh with spam. How lovely.
That's
yeah, I know, right? Well, she grew up in Poole in Dorset, so there was no spam down in Poole.
It was banned from the town.
Yeah. Couldn't get it over the borders. But yeah, corned beef still a very nice memory of sort of childhood. Don't eat it anymore, but
Probably because it's got a bit more meat in it. It's gone up a lot in price, corned beef compared to spam. Spam you can still get at the budget range.
About 10p.
No, not that cheap. But corned beef's gone a bit above our raffle limit. But I might bring some back for the public showcase. I might get some Fray Brentos pies.
It's all those air miles from Argentina, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Vesta curries. Yeah, all sorts. So you're going to sing us another song. What have you got for us now, Rob?
that's a good question.
Oh, you know the answer.
Yeah. What shall I do? I've sort of come round to just winging it these days. It's quite
Nice.
quite enjoyable.
Spam, 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 spam.
Everybody loves spam.
I remember when I used to eat spam in the 1970s. Sorry, Rob.
A creative sort of chameleon, aren't you?
Oh,
Okay, I'll do this one.
okay, this is Rob Quo, and he's doing that one, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Rob.
This is a new song. I got places to be. I think that you know. I've got all my things, but I'm not ready to go. There's nobody waiting, but I'm overdue. I was making the go, but now I'm going with you. And I'm not giving it all up, for heaven's sake. No, I'm just saying that I'll give whatever it takes, yeah. I never planted the seeds, they were already sown. I was making the go, now I'm not going alone. And it they will prove fruitless, this pursuit of mine. But if I don't go picking whatever it is, it'll all just rot in the vine. See, I'm not giving it all up, for heaven's sake. No, I'm just saying that I'll give whatever it takes. It is a clear deceit, though I've got places to be. I can't get going on unless you're going with me. Oh, the world's going crazy, baby. I'm taking a cue. If I'm ever gonna make it at all, I think I'm gonna make it with you, darling. I'm not giving it all up, for heaven's sake. No, I'm just saying that I'll give whatever it takes. Shit, now listen, I'm not saying that I'm giving it all up for you, for heaven's sake. No, I'm just saying that I'm prepared to give whatever. I'll do whatever, whatever. I'll do whatever, yeah, whatever. I'll do whatever, yes, and I'll give whatever it takes.
Rob Crow, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob. That was lovely. I was wondering whether you was going to do Now I See the Birds. One of my favourites.
Well, I believe there's still one more song to come, isn't there?
Yes, there is, Rob. There is.
You just let the cat out of the bag now.
Play your cards right, Jono.
Thanks, mate. That was lovely. Jenny Lithgow sends her applause.
Thank you, Jenny.
Well done, Jenny. Dr. Jenny. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still sort of like spammed. I feel just overawed by the meat substitute situation and the lack of votes, actually. We'll get to that in a second.
No, there've been lots of private votes. I've been taking lots of phone votes.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
It's like going to be 1-0 or 1-1 or something.
No, don't be silly.
No. All right. Thanks, Rob. That was really lovely. I like your ability to just riff off. I know it was a song that you'd written, but just go, I'll just do that one and just play it. Lovely. Great talent.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thanks for being on the show. We're going to get Rob back in a minute. Let's pop him off for a moment as we announce via our retro food adjudicator, Jeanette Lyons. What was the retro food of the week?
It was quite a busy vote, to be honest. Can you see that?
500 for corned beef. Yep.
Yeah.
0 for spam. Congratulations, corned beef.
Well done.
Princes, you've got my number. Yeah. Send it on for our folks at the in-person memory afternoons. We will take a year's supply from you quite happily. Thank you very much.
For the raffles, I think.
Yeah.
For the raffles.
And for us.
Not for our own eating, except Tom and Jeanette might eat. No, just Jeanette.
I would.
Would you put any onions when you fry it up with the potatoes?
Yes, I'd probably just eat it on its own.
That'd be quite nice.
I just looked up corned beef hash, which is American, and they put eggs with theirs. With the potato. That's quite nice. Quite like that.
Yeah,
Sounds
quite nice. Yeah. I don't know, it's just made me feel a bit sickly, to be honest, but there are other choices. Let's get on with Jeanette's poem of the week.
It's poem of the week.
It's sometimes short and sweet.
Oh,
It's poem of the week, and it's always magnifique. Well, it's not a hugely long poem this week, but it's one when you talk with people and there's misunderstandings and then you think it's not misunderstandings, it's a matter of perspective. And so this poem is called A Matter of Perspective by Jimmy Osborne. Am I passionate or obsessive? That's a matter of perspective. You can make a quick decision, but your opinion is subjective. Am I eccentric or insane, demented and deranged? I won't argue with the claim that I'm particularly strange. See, the way that we perceive, it shapes the way that we believe. But let us not deceive ourselves. Things aren't always what they seem. Sometimes I'm like a raging river, and other times a silent stream. Is what we see reality? Or is it just a vibrant dream? That was A Matter of Perspective by Jimmy Osborne.
Ooh, that was
Quite a
different.
quirky little thing. I
Yeah,
know. Quirky little
thing.
poem.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can see Rob below is even applauding that. He liked the
Oh,
quirkiness
thank
of it.
Yeah.
Who was it by?
like
Jimmy Now, was it?
Jimmy Osborne.
Jimmy Nail.
Jimmy Now. He's got some crocodile shoes. Isn't he?
Crocodile shoes, yeah.
Where did
That's
that
a
come
matter of
from, Jimmy
perspective.
Now? I heard a song of his the other week, and it's like the chorus is something like, "There's a woman talking. Do you?
I don't want to, oh baby. Da, 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 da.
You make it sound like a 1930s show tune.
No, 1980s. I knew her, the female singer.
You
She
don't
was
need
a
nobody else. I want you.
Yeah.
What's that? But
Yeah,
he
that's-
doesn't sound like his normal Alfita's same voice.
No.
And he's a big friend of Sting's as well, which is nice.
Ah,
Together they can set them free. Right, let's get Rob back. As we welcome Rob back, there's 3 times applause here from Jenny. She's given one applause, then another comment with 1 applause, then another comment with 1 applause. That's for you, Jeanette. All 3 are for you.
thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jenny. And you like that poem, Rob?
Yeah. That was refreshingly different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's Jeanette for you.
Well, that's a matter of perspective.
Oh, so Rob, apart from your corporate stuff, have you got anything coming up? Any shows or anything that we you want to tell people about that we can share?
Yeah, I mean, I play a lot in this.
Oh, where's he play a lot?
Thinking. He's having a thing.
He's having a real think about that, isn't he?
Oh, he's back.
Oh, he's back. We missed that, Rob. Could you say it again?
Froze.
You froze.
No, he's frozen again.
Oh no, he's
Oh.
frozen again. Oh, this is awkward. This is
It
very
might be a power cut in London.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's a power
Again?
cut in London.
Must
Are you
be
there?
one-
Are you there? Colchester, London, are you there?
Yeah, it seems to have settled down, doesn't it? I was just saying, I play regularly at this place in Camden called the Spiritual Bar. You ever been up that way, Jono?
Yeah. I used to live near there. I used to live on Primrose Hill and still have family in that area. So I'm going to
Okay.
write that down and
Spiritual Bar's great little bohemian spot for a bit of live music. Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, I play there a lot. Otherwise, just mainly this EP, to be honest. So that's taken up most of my time and energy. So yeah, a few gigs around London, but nothing major next year.
do you have a title for the EP yet?
I do. The last song I played is the title track, which is called "For You, for Heaven's Sake."
For
Which
you,
was my attempt at writing a love song, because I don't really write love songs, as someone pointed out to me. So that was my attempt. It's slightly backwards.
for you, for heaven's sake. I like that. That's a great title. So you're going to do your last song this afternoon. You've already done For You, for heaven's sake. What are you going to do for us now?
I'm going to finish with your favourite, Jono. Now I See the Birds, to send everyone off in a nice sort of reflective mood.
Wonderful. Love this song. Love that Rob Quo's on our show. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time this afternoon, Mr. Rob Quo.
Thank you, Jono. Rubbing smudges from my eyes here. Now things are falling into focus. It's only now I realize how much I let go by unnoticed. But now I see the birds. Ooh. But somehow I was missing something. Oh, a little too self-involved, I guess. 'Cause I always made a point of looking, but I was too focused on the emptiness. But now I see the space. Now I see the light. Oh, and living in a world of pure imagination. Oh, it's as if I was condemned to dream. But you know, I've begun to feel that magic ain't nearly as unreal as it might seem. 'Cause now, oh now I see the birds. And I wonder how one comes to see the things that they didn't see before. You know that I was blind, but now I see the beauty that I never truly saw. And so not another moment wasted, no. Not another moment more, yeah.
Oh, lovely. It's a great reminder to get outside, get into nature. I was just looking out at the window, and through my window, you can't see it here, and I can't turn the screen round because it's a big old screen, but this is the most beautiful blue sky. And sometimes I'm seeing it through a red-leafed plant, a green plant, and sometimes it's just we forget to look up. you know, and just the joy that's found in nature. I mean, you can expand, but that sounds to me kind of what it was about, that song, Rob.
Very much so. Very much so. And yeah, I'm enjoying a beautiful blue sky as well. Yeah, lovely day, isn't it? We've got to savour them after the misery of the last couple and things in general. But yeah, precisely, Jono. Precisely. Yeah. I mean, when I wrote it, it was about kind of reaching, you know, a maturity where suddenly, you know, I was less self-involved with what was going on in my head and more, you know, outward looking, should we say. But yeah, as you say, it's just, you know, an embodiment, just looking up and taking stock of just how amazing this thing is.
And I think that was one of the best things to come out of lockdown for people, is that they started to appreciate nature a lot more, and how good it is. And it is a tonic. It's great for your mental well-being to be outside. And I think I wrote about that song because I moderate and write for Fresh on the Net, a music blog, and I think that might have been one I picked, and the public voted it, and I think I might have written about that song. It's so connected to me, and I just found it, and as I find it, really wonderful. Yeah, just really good work, Rob. And it's nice when you get somebody that writes a song and it makes you reflect either on your own life or what's going on around you. And I think you're right in, after the times we had, we should try and get out and enjoy those days and get that sun on your face if you can.
Oh yeah,
in these dark times.
Indeed, those last little those last rays for sure.
And it might seem like I'm being impatient, but actually listening to it has made me think, I want to go out there now. Okay, I might put a cardi on, but I'm going to pop outside and I'm just going to stand there. I'm actually going to go outside after the show and I'm going to pick some of my tomatoes, which are still growing on the last 2 tomato plants. And even if they're not fully ripe, I'm going to bring them indoors and I'm going to eat them, and I'm going to eat them good. Yeah, thanks, Rob. That's really sort of like a real leveler, that song.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, I'm glad to hear it.
Thanks very much for being on the show. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Rob Quo, our special guest, he's going to be off doing his wonderful things, and we hope to see him again. We hope to see you in the new year, Rob. We'll be I'm planning the next year ahead, and we'll be in touch soon, hopefully with some dates to offer you to come back on, if that's
a pleasure. Anytime.
Great to hear. Okay, well, we'll say goodbye to Rob Quo, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Rob. See you again on the other side, mate. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, Rob.
And that's our show this afternoon. I'm John O'Casson, and joining me on today's panel were the man above me. He's much above my pay grade. It's Tom Hardy. And on the right of my screen, I don't know what side it is on your screen, she's all over the place. She's wonderful. It's Jeanette Lyons.
Thank you. Have a lovely couple of weeks, everyone.
Yeah, have a great couple of weeks. We are back. Let me tell you, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, on the 18th, Friday, the 18th of November. So fortnightly shows now. And joining us will be Tragic Sasha, who's a wonderful pianist and singer. We've had her on the show before, and she's brilliant, and she'll be with us in 2 weeks' time. 18th of November. Yes, check in. Correct. Thanks for being with us. Have a great weekend. Have a great fortnight. Have a great life. And we'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye.
We've all got a tale to tell. Times were not always so. But putting it all aside, we made it through by and by. It's warm and toasty in here. Share our laughter, sometimes tears. You'll be welcome with a cup of tea and a biscuit, maybe 2 or 3, wrapped in a little white cloth, cooking for hours in the old iron pot. There's a jam roly-poly for tea, enough for you and Dad and Grandma and me. What did we like the most? Fish paste sandwich or pea nothing could come close to bubble and squeak the day after our Sunday.